Okay, joined now by Victoria's Treaty Manager Tommy Barrett. Tommy, half an hour into the game, you're probably saying, I'll take a point here tonight. They peppered you from the start, but you rode through the storm and finished the game very strongly. It deserved 3 points.
Oh, I'm not sure, Mike. I think they probably deserved a point at least. I'd say I thought we were poor. I think you're right what you're saying. I'm trying to be positive now, but I think, me a long time now, I'd be honest in our assessment. I thought, look, we defended quite well the back four, but we shouldn't have been leading at half time, and in the second half, really disappointing goal to give away. Look, the changes made a difference. The boys brought a bit more energy, and I suppose look for the middle part of that half, the second half to the end, I thought we were full value there probably, but before that I felt we were poor, weren't at the rest of the lot.
But in terms of efforts, Cove maybe, or I should say Finn Harps, in the first couple of minutes obviously peppered the goal, but Corey probably had 2 saves to make, and at the other end you did look threatening. But what happened at half time to concede 29 seconds into the second half? Just lack of concentration?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be. Look, I was we had said all the stuff that we needed to say in terms of it wasn't good enough. Close your men, do the basics right, and we didn't do that. We were just off it. Probably, I should have probably made the changes at half time. We said we'd give the lads 10 or 15 minutes, and we didn't. And look, when we made the changes, I thought we brought a bit more energy and a bit more life. But that happens, Look, people have bad days at the office, and a few too many had them tonight. And it was disappointing. A disappointing performance, but look, we've played very well against Cove and lost, and we haven't played too well in the last 2 weeks, and we've won 2 games. But look, we won ugly a bit there in the second half, and won a bit lucky as well. But look, sometimes you're better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, and the players in the right places at the right time. I mean, Finn Harps will be disappointed with the goalkeeping mistake, I suppose, because the shot looked an easier save than anything. But Lee Devitt's follow-up, really important. 5 goals in 3 games for him. It's some return from a midfielder.
Yeah, look, and he wasn't having his best game tonight. Look, none of the front 6 did. Now in saying that, they didn't get too much supply either, but just even some of the decision making and stuff by the whole group. And this, look, I'm not having a go at players here. The lads, I'd say that to them inside. I believe in the group that they're better than what they showed there, and hopefully we can give the supporters a performance and a result the next time we're here. But it's good to get the result. That's the main thing. But it's great for Lee. Sorry, I should go back to Lee. Look, he's been fantastic since he came back, or since he came to us from Cove, and obviously I had him previously with Limerick as well, and would have given his debut way back now. And he's always been a very good lad, and he's a great. He's becoming into a great leader of the team, and he's a real goal scoring threat. Obviously tonight was a penalty, but he is very good in around the box.
And probably in the best years of his life professionally as a footballer. Talk to me a little bit about when Finn Harps put the pressure on you and you withstood it. Does that mean the mentality has changed from the Cove game already, that you're less likely to concede now because you know how vulnerable you looked on the first night? Has that been drilled into the players? Or, I think certainly Conroy in midfield, he must have blocked down 3-4 efforts at the edge of the box. Just players putting their bodies on the line. Evan O'Connor as well, numerous times. Is there more drilled into them now about precious goals not being conceded?
Yeah, look, there's a bit of it. The group is still forming. I'm probably expecting a bit too much out of the lads at times. We like to put our expectations quite high. But yeah, look, the group is still forming. I thought Owen Martin was probably one of our better defenders tonight. He put in some serious blocks. Colley does what Colley does. I thought he could have been a bit calmer on the ball in the middle at times, but he's better than what he showed tonight. But defensively, he always puts in a shift, and the likes of Evan does as well, and Walshy. Rishkoff, they're good, solid defenders, but Corey had too much to do for my liking, and it just. But that doesn't always come from the back four. That comes from the whole pressing high up the pitch. Decision making, playing. Like anytime we put it into their box, and we said it at the start, if we put it into their box, I think we put it into their box 3 times in the first half. Because 2 yellow cards, or close to the box anyway. 2 yellow cards, and a goal. So at this time of year, it's about getting the ball into the opposition half, because whilst our pitch is a very good pitch and it's one of the best scratch pitches in the league, no doubt. But it's still at the time of year where there's still a few bobbles on things, and you just have to get the ball into the opposition box and try to score goals. And I felt tonight when we did that, we scored.
You almost sound a bit downbeat because of the performance, Tommy, but you've set up a top of the table encounter next week against the Dundalk side, who've yet to concede a goal in any competition this year. Is that the early test that will really show you where you are next week?
Look, I think Cove was a big test for us, and we failed at that one in terms of the result, but in terms of the performance, it was our best performance. But look, that's football. You take the 3 points rather than run that. But I am, and I'm trying to keep the boys upbeat. But I've come in 1-0 down and felt better at times, and we're 1-0 up today, and but that's the way it is. You got to take the good with the bad, but I just felt it was a bit complacent tonight. There's a bit more energy in us. Looked a bit tired. Looked a bit off it. We have to look at the training load maybe and give the boys a bit of rest. They had a heavy load during pre-season, and maybe it's shown they're a young group. So we have to take some responsibility as well. Well, I do as well. You have to try and make them robust and get them up to a certain level. But sometimes when you're building that, they can become fatigued, and I felt they looked a bit fatigued tonight. And fair play to Harps. I thought they were the better team. But we'll bounce back, even though we won. But we will be better. Yeah.
And Finn Harps will definitely pick up a lot of points this season from the evidence of tonight. Robbie Lynch, Lee J Lynch, Fionn Doherty. There's a lot of players still to come back into your squad. That must also, at the back of your head, be very much filling you with confidence, knowing that regulars have to come back into a setup that is now winning.
Yeah, Ben Lynch, Ben is another one, that we see is a regular, and Dean Owens is going to be a good player. Going to be a good player for this club, I think, in the future. And we still have Mark Murphy and Wojciech out there as well tonight. So, and probably missing one, Chrissy Horgan. So Chrissy's not far into his pre-season. He's another couple of weeks away from starting. He might be in the squad next week for sure. But and then we got young Roy in tonight for his debut. We've high hopes for Roy. I like him as a footballer. He's technically very, very good, and he's going to be a good player in the future. Nico hasn't got a run yet, and he's done well in pre-season. So, look, yeah, it's a big squad, and the players come on tonight changed it. So we look at next week, and not even on tonight's performance. I probably always have an eye on the next game ahead, and like I would be probably starting a couple of those lads that came on anyway. Regardless. But so it'll be a different team and a high energy team next week, and we need to have massive energy up there to get anything out of the game. It looks like even if we're to get a goal by the looks of it, because Dundalk are winning their games 1-0 now, and is it 3-1-0s? Is it? Is it? Yeah, 3-1-0. So, and we're down to 10 men for a long period tonight. So look, they're the favourites for a reason. But look, as I said to you before, we don't really fear anyone. So we'll go up there confident.
And finally, on the crowd, Tommy, nearly 1,400 in, which is a decent attendance. On the back of last week's win, many came with confidence tonight. You backed it up with the 3 points, but the message to them is we've a lot more to do. Yeah,
we can be a lot better. I expect us to be better and play better. But look, crowds usually go away happy when you win, and look, it is all about the 3 points at this level, and I am happy that way that we got the 3 points. But I'm definitely looking for better performances for the future, because if you perform like that against better teams and they take their chances, and that's no disrespect to Finn Harps, but they just didn't take their chances. And look, we were pretty similar last week. I said it, we won 5-0, we had 5 shots and 5 shots on target, and we got 5 goals. So look, we've been clinical the last couple of weeks, but we need to improve. There's improvements needed.